Well, hello my and book lovers, my name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do a series check-in for 2023, ending off and going into 2024. What series am I going to bring into 2024? What series I want to finish in 2024? There's a lot of them, by the way. For me, okay, I only have about 15 or 16 series that I'm currently unfinished, so I haven't caught up to. I've come to the conclusion with some people's knowledge that 15 series or like 16 series is very good. Some people have like 20, 30, 40, 50 plus series. I think I watched a booktuber who had like 70 plus series. So like, I know I should be happy with 15, but like I still want to lower it and make sure I don't go above 15 in 2024. I'm going to talk about the series I'm going to be reading and continuing and finishing next year. I forgot to watch my old video before this one. I know though for a fact that a lot of the ones I said I was going to finish this year, and that like if I didn't finish, you can come after me for, I haven't finished those series. So I am working on it. There's an author I don't plan on talking about anymore from this point on in my channel, so I will not be discussing two series. I am going to continue them because I do own the books and I don't want to like throw them away or anything. I'm still going to continue reading the author, but I don't know her stance on anything. I'm talking about Sarah J. Maas, by the way. I don't know her stance. I don't really know what to do with her right now, so I'm going to just like not talk about her. I'm pretty much going to take her out of my vocabulary, especially from now on. You do you. If you want to talk about her on your channel, that's your prerogative. I'm not going to talk about her because I don't know her stance and because of her history. I also probably will never pick up a Pierce Brown book. I had Red Rising on my TBR, but he is pro-Israel, so I don't plan on reading him anymore. There's a few authors I don't plan on reading at all or talk about at all. I'm probably just gonna like read library books if I really want to continue certain series from them. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna talk about certain authors anymore. Sarah J. Maas being one of them. She is in the background of my top shelf video. It's very hard to get rid of them because I have no space in my apartment to store them. Just wanted to let you guys know I will not talk about Sarah J. Maas anymore, but I do have two of her series on my list, so I will be ignoring those. I will be discussing the other like 13 or 14 series that I am currently in the middle of and are currently ongoing or I have to catch up to. There's 3 series I will not be able to continue right now because I've caught up to them and there is no ongoing series. Now one of them is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. The latest volume just came out, but I don't have my hands on it right now and I probably won't be able to get it for a while because I'm probably gonna read it off Webtoon, so that way it's free for me. So I'm probably gonna read this off Webtoon. So technically speaking, I haven't really caught up to this yet, but as of like 2 weeks ago I was. So I'm gonna say I count this one, but technically speaking, I do have to read the 5th and final volume for Heartstopper because I do have to read that eventually, and that is the last book in the series, so I'm going to finish it and read that. It's my BT21 shirt, so it's very wrinkly though, I know, I'm sorry. In 2022, I read The Arc of Iron Widow. This is written by Xiran Jie Zhao, and I do plan on rereading the first book because I haven't read the actual official book yet, and then I also plan on reading the second book. I believe it comes out, I think, around April, so I do plan on reading the second book if I can in maybe June for Pride Month, so I do plan on reading that, but that one, technically, there's only one book in the series, and I have completed that one, so that one I've caught up to for Iron Widow, so I don't have to worry about that right now. There's a book I have to get. Oh no. Stolen Air by Holly Black. This is a duology. I have caught up to this because there's only 2 books and only the first one's out. So this one is an easy one to catch up to because there's only 1 book out currently. The next book is coming out in March, so I'll be reading it hopefully in March, April, May, sometime then when the library gets a hold of it, if they get one. And yes, I am side-eyeing someone for not liking Holly Black. You know who you are. Next, I'm going to move on to series that are officially completed and that I have to actually catch up to and finish myself. 2 of these series I will not be talking about, like I said, but the other one I will be talking about. One of those being my most embarrassing one. I've been reading this since 2018, which is almost officially 6 years ago, which is crazy to me. That is The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. I only have this one left. This is planned for me to read in January, so I do want to finish this the first month of the year. So technically speaking, I did say I wanted to finish this in 2023, but I will be 1 month short, okay? So I'm gonna give myself a little bit of leeway, but still, I have been reading this since 2018. This is one of my longest read series, so I'm finally going to be finishing this one. This and 2 other series are the only ones I've been reading since 2018. And this one I will definitely be finishing in 2024. I swear I have to finish this one in 2024. I think there's like a theme going on right now when it comes to series because for the next one, I also have only 1 left to read for the next one as well. It's the Shade of Magic trilogy, but all I have to read is The Conjuring of Light. I only have to read the 3rd one and then I'm done this trilogy. I started reading this because of a viewer, Jessica. Hello. I still haven't finished it, but I have 1 left and I do want to read this within the first 6 months of 2024. That's my goal. I just want to finish this. I have to finish this and this. Like, it's not that hard. It's only 1 book. It's not that hard. I think it's just like they're so big. I have so many chunky books I have to finish a series off with, and I'm just so tired of like 500 plus page books. I think I'm just tired of it, honestly. So many huge books now, I swear, they're taking over my TBR, and I can't allow it. I can't do it. Wait until you see my January TBR. It's just chunky books. That's all I'm reading. The next one is going to be All for the Game by Nora Sokovich. I've only read the first book in this. I think there's 3 books in this series total. I've only read the first one, but recently there's actually been announced there's gonna be a 4th book. I think it's like a side character story. I'm not sure. All I know is that that's a recent thing, so technically speaking, I guess there's 3 more I have to read eventually, but I think the main trilogy is still a thing. So I do own these on my Kindle, so I'm going to be reading these eventually. I would like to finish this next year. I don't know if I'm going to for sure, but it's only 2 books left, right? So it should be feasible. Will I though? When it comes to me, I don't know. I never even know. The next one is actually a series I've never talked about on my channel. I was reading this when I didn't do my TBR videos or wrap-up videos. This was something that I was like really randomly in the mood to read because I wanted to read like a dark polyamorous romance. It's very strange because like I went into this very randomly, and no one even knows I've read this unless you're on my Goodreads. That is The Rich Demons of Darkwood. This is like I said, I guess it's like a dark polyamorous romance. It's really weird. I don't even know how to explain this really. So the female protagonist is a serial killer's daughter, and she is trying to kind of like hide herself from the public because people see her as like an evil person because of what her father did, and she kind of like took part in these things because her father forced her to. And so she kind of like hides herself away from everyone, and she like does plastic surgery and tries to kind of hide her identity. And then one of the romance interests from her past knew each other since they were children, and so he kind of like realizes it's her. It's not really a bully romance. They're just kind of harsh with her. They're not really bullying her. They're just really like harsh with her, and so it's like a little bit of like this toxic relationship, but not in a really horrible way. I don't know. I like the guys, but some of them are a bit too much for me. But I really like Paxton. Paxton is definitely my favorite. It's like a darker romance, obviously. There is like a lot of triggers. I only have 2 books left. I don't know if I'll continue it. Like I kind of want to, but I also don't really care if I don't. It's just like kind of like a fun series that I'm not really that invested in, but I'm invested enough to like maybe just continue it. The next one is one I kind of just picked up on a whim recently, and that is the Dreamland Billionaire series. This is a very popular series, especially like on TikTok, where you're following 3 brothers and they are kind of like the new owners, I would guess you could say, of Dreamland, which is essentially just like a Disneyland kind of thing. There's 3 books and we're following a different brother for each book. I'm supposed to be reading the 2nd book soon. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it in December because like I'm reading a lot of books in December and I don't know if I'll have the time to finish them all. But I'm going to be reading the 2nd book hopefully in December, and then the 3rd and last book in January. And so that's my goal, to finish this pretty early on. I kind of want to start series and finish them within a few months of each other so I can remember all the books, because I have really bad time with memorizing things. My goal is to finish this within like 3 months of each other, which is great. I don't know if I'll accomplish it, but I'm hoping I can. Another series or trilogy that I recently started that I am currently reading, that I don't know why I keep starting new series. This is a problem I have currently. This is The War of Lost Hearts by Carissa Broadbent. This is a fantasy romance kind of series. A character who leaves slavery and tries to improve and strengthen her magic in order to go back and save the people that she left behind. It is a romance. I'm currently enjoying it. I think I like the hero, I guess you could say. I really like him. I think there's a lot of aspects to him that I really enjoy, but I'm not sure how I feel about it, although last night I was like squealing and stuff, so clearly I'm enjoying it. But I'm excited to continue this, but like I said, I think it's like 500 to 700 pages for like the 2nd and the last book. Authors really are doing this to us. I don't know why they keep doing this to us. Ugh. But I only have 2 books left, so a lot of these books I've only have 1 to 3 books left for my currently completed series, so it's not that bad. It's not that bad, but it's still like, it's still a lot. For series that are currently completed, there's 6 of them, so I only have to read and finish 6 series. I actually think I could probably finish all these series within 2024, but I will not promise myself. I want to finish the majority, maybe like 5 or 4 out of the 6. That's my goal for 2024. For series that are currently ongoing, I have 7 that I am reading currently that I have not caught up on yet. This one, I'm not really sure if I will continue. I kind of like hate read the 4th book, and I don't know how I'm going to feel about going into the series and continuing it. I have and own the 5th book on my Kindle, so I might try it because I do own it. If I didn't own it, I don't know if I would have continued it. But this is Zodiac Academy. This is by Carolyn Peckman and Susan Valenti, and this is like, it's like a new adult school setting paranormal romance kind of thing. It just feels like it's being stretched way too long. It doesn't need to be as long as it is, and I think there's like a 10th book now. It was only supposed to be a few books, and now there's like 10, and I think it's just a little bit much. I don't know if I'm invested as much. I don't even like Lance. I'm sorry if you like Lance. I don't like him very much at all. The twins are like infuriating. I don't know if I want to continue it, but I'm going to give it a shot. I might have to DNF the series. I'm going to give at least 1 more book a shot. The 8th book is 1,200 pages. And then there's another book coming out. The ninth book is coming out. and who knows how long the 9th book is going to be. So I don't know if I really want to be getting to a series that has like a book that's over 1,000 pages. It just feels a little necessary, I'm just saying. The next book on the list that is currently ongoing is the Plated Prisoner series. This is by Raven Kennedy. I read the first 3 books, and there are 2 books that are currently out. There is 1 on the way, so I think there is maybe a total of 5. I think I read the first 3. I'm not even gonna try to say the names of them. Okay, I'll try to say the names. Gild, Glint, Gleam, Glow, and Gold. I think I did it. It's just, they're so similar. I'm on the 3rd book. So there's Gild, Glint, Gleam, and Gold. Wait. I missed one. There's 5 books. The 5th one is not out yet. There is Gild. They're all so similar. Gild, Glint, Gleam, Glow, and Gold. Okay, there we go. I read the first 3 and I really enjoyed the 3rd one. I'm really liking the series a lot, but I am taking my time because it's ongoing, and I don't really like to rush series that are not completed yet, because I know that like cliffhangers and stuff happen, and I'm not about that. I am excited about this. I think that is finally finishing at the end of the year. Gold just came out. I tried the last 2 books that were released, and then I will wait for the next one. I think it's for August. I am really liking this one, so I definitely plan on continuing this. The next one is not a surprise here. It's going to be probably taking me a few years to complete this one. This is Berserk by Kentaro Miura, and this is obviously a manga series I've been talking about a little on and off on my channel. This is more of a grimdark fantasy, just like a very dismal, dark atmosphere, and I am obsessed with it. This is my favorite manga series of all time. I've only just gotten into it, but like obsessed. There are 42 books and continuing, and I've only read, how many have I read? I've read 9 so far out of like 42. So I have a long way to go. I want to at least exceed 20 volumes in 2024. I think that would be a reasonable amount, maybe get like halfway. I think getting to the halfway mark in 2024 would be like a good idea. It's pretty reasonable. I also don't have any of my other manga I plan on reading next year. I do plan on reading 5 manga next year. So technically there's like 20 books on this list, but we don't know those ones yet, so there's that. But we're not going to talk about that, okay? Next is going to be Lore Olympus by Rachel Smith. My library does have copies, but I might just continue this on Webtoon because I kind of like reading it on my iPad. It's a lot easier to read for me. So I'm probably just going to be reading this on my iPad on Webtoon, so that way I don't have to worry about the volumes. I have a physical copy, thank you to Jessica, and I do really enjoy it. I'm curious if I will continue to enjoy it and if I want to finish it. So I'm going to try my best to continue this. I don't know if I'll be finishing a lot of this next year, but obviously I want to try to get through a little bit more of it. I feel like I haven't really been prioritizing my illustrated books other than manga. So like my manhwas, I'm kind of like slacking on, but this one I am hoping to continue if I can, but it's not like a huge priority for me. I just would like to try and continue it. The next one is like my longest ongoing series I'm currently in the middle of. This is by Nalini Singh. I've discussed this a few times, and this is the Guild Hunter series. There are, how many books in this right now? There are 16 books currently, and I've read 2. So there's 14 books I have to read to catch up, and I'm sure that she'll release another one before I even end up catching up to it. This is a paranormal romance series. I'm really liking it. After the 3rd book, I'm going to be seeing some of the side couples, so I'm looking forward to it, but I don't know how I'm going to feel about that until I get to it. The love interest has wings. He can fly. I mean, we love that. One of my goals for 2024 was to read at least 4 or more books in this series. I would like to do that if I can, because that would be great, because I really need to get through the series. I'll never finish them otherwise. There's only 2 books in this. I think this might be a trilogy. I'm not too sure yet, but I definitely know that there are at least 2 books released and 1 more planned to be released. That is the Bloodsworn Saga by John Gwynne. This is the first book, Shadow of the Gods. I have not finished it yet. I've been reading this for like 2.5 months. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that it's so dense, but like in a good way. I'm just hoping I can finish it before January, because I would hate to have to bring a book into January. I'm almost halfway. These are my tabs to tell me how much to read in a day, so I'm like kind of almost there. I don't know if I'll finish this in December, I'll be honest, but I do want to at least read this book, and if not, the 2nd book in 2024. The release date for the 3rd book hasn't been announced yet, which makes it a little bit nervous, but hopefully it'll be out sometime within the next year, so that way I can kind of read them closer together, because high fantasy books, I need to read them close together, because if I don't, I'm gonna forget like everything. But I do write notes for these. I write a bunch of notes. It's actually kind of a lot for me. It takes me so much longer to read these because I write characters down and descriptions of characters and everything like that, but it makes it a lot easier for me to remember who's who, because otherwise I don't know anything. The next series I technically put on hold because it's a manga series. I kind of paused it because I finished the first arc and I wanted a few more volumes to come out before I continued it. That is Chainsaw Man by Tsuki Fujimoto, and this is a series that I've been really loving. When I started it, I didn't love it, I'll be honest. I kind of didn't like it that much. I thought Denji was annoying, but as I finished it, I was like tearing up. It was amazing. It was beautiful. I think the first 11 or 12 volumes is the first arc. You kind of definitely know when the arc ends because it's very like finalized, I guess you could say. There are more volumes that have been released. I just haven't really continued them because like I said, I wanted to kind of like wait for more to be released. So that way I didn't have to worry about like waiting between arcs. I like when series are completed before I continue them. So I'm just gonna like wait for the second arc to have a little bit more volumes before I continue this one. But technically I have finished the first arc of Chainsaw Man and I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. So that is all for the series I'm currently in the middle of. Ones I hope I can finish for next year. Most of these I do want to finish next year, but like I said, the ones that are currently finished, the first few, I definitely want to prioritize the most. I have 3 series that I started in 2018. I would like to at least bring this down to 1, if not even 0. I would like to finish all the series I started in 2018 because that would be ideal. There are no series from 2019 or 2020, which is not only remarkable, but I'm kind of thankful for it. I liked DNF series. That's what happened to those years. I probably just DNF'd the series, or I was kind and actually finished them, which is pretty impressive for me at least. I only have 2 series from 2021, so that's pretty good. For 2022, I only have 3 series I started in 2022, which is great. But then we go to 2023, this year. So out of the 15 series or 16 series I am currently in the middle of, 10 of them are from this year. So obviously this is something that I have to work on and not start too many new series. When it comes to finishing and DNFing series, it's kind of like a 50-50 split. I DNF half the series I start, so yeah, I'm kind of lucky that I don't have more on this list. And I know a lot of people, like I said, have like 20 or 30, 40 plus. So I'm not mad about having the 15. I just want to stay underneath that number because I don't want it to get out of control. When it comes to series I want to start in 2024, I don't really have any particularly in mind. I don't really have a lot of series I want to start because I just don't really care, I guess you can say. Like I have my TBR videos, I have all these things I do that kind of just randomize what series I start, which ones I continue, which ones I finish. And so it doesn't really give me much freedom to choose on my own. I did say last year I wanted to get into Robin Hobb. Unfortunately, I didn't really read any Robin Hobb this year because I wanted to kind of finish my series before I started like a 15-part series. I have read Assassin's Apprentice, so I have started it, but I'm probably gonna have to reread that because I think I read Assassin's Apprentice in 2022 and I don't really remember too much about it. So I want to reread that once I actually get to the series. But for the time being, I'm going to try to finish these series first, prioritize a lot of these before I begin like an epic fantasy kind of series. There's not a lot of high fantasy on this list. I would like to add a little bit. I just like to have like one fantasy series at a time. The Bloodsworn Saga is kind of like the one I'm trying to focus on currently. I don't like to have too many at once because they're just too heavy for me to be reading a lot of. And like I said, there's 5 manga series I have yet to put on this list. So technically it's about 21 series I'm currently going to be in the middle of by next year. So I'm gonna definitely cut that down to 15. Because of my TBR video though, I already have a series I'm gonna be starting in January. Every book is over 500 pages. It's like an adult sci-fi series. So it's not starting off strong, but I'm gonna try my best and see if the TBR games are gonna be nice to me next year. So far, iffy, but we'll see. I'm gonna finish this video off now. I'm gonna be going to a D&D session in a few hours. Fun, exciting. My social anxiety is off the walls, so I'll be fine though. I'm gonna have a fun time with my paladin character and we're gonna have a great time. So I'm actually kind of curious, if you know, let me know how many series that you're currently in the middle of. I'm curious if anyone has like a low number because most people I feel like have higher numbers. Maybe that's just booktubers. Maybe like people outside of booktube don't really have as high numbers. Let me know, I'm curious. So hopefully next year everyone could bring down their numbers for their series. I definitely am going to try. I'm just gonna keep it at 14 or below. That's all I really want. So fingers crossed I can do that and finish my 2018 books because that is shameful. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate you all for being here. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great reading month in the last few weeks of December, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.